Hello everyone. Welcome to everyone. So today is 3rd of December 2025. So let's analyze the market structure so that we'll be able to know what you're anticipating the market to give to us. So let's look at the monthly chart, then the daily chart, then the 4 hours, then the 1 hour and 30 minutes. So that we'll be able to know what you're anticipating the market to give to us, and be able to know how the monthly chart is saying and what the daily chart is saying and what the 4 hours and the 1 hour and 30 minutes is saying, just for us to have an idea of what you're anticipating the market to give to us. So let's go to the monthly chart. So this is the all-time high on gold. Why this candle closed with a rejection bullish candle. This candle closed with a rejection bullish candle, while the next candle respected the high of this rejection bullish candle, and it also respected the low of this rejection bullish candle and closed with a bullish candle. So this is the recent December month that we are like this month December. So this is the candle. This candle, it broke the high of this bullish candle over here, and then it came back down to make a lower wick. So looking at the formation of this candle is left with 28 days before this candle will close. But it's very important for us to know what the higher time frame is saying against the lower time frame. But the monthly chart, we are in an uptrend. So let's look at the daily. Let me adjust this line since it has broken it. So this line is the low of this recent candle, and this line is the high of this recent candle. I love to identify the high and the low just for me to have an idea when the candle wants to break the low or the high of the recent candle. So, but this low is the low of this previous last month's candle. So let's look at the daily. So looking at the formation of the daily market structure, so we have a consolidation zone over here. Let's say this place is our resistance and we have a support and a support zone. But this candle, it broke this support zone and closed with a strong bullish candle. That the next candle broke the high of this bullish candle and closed with a rejection bullish candle. So the next candle, being this candle, it's closed with a rejection bearish candle that it respected the high of this candle and it broke the low of this candle and closed with a rejection bearish candle. So let me see what the next daily candle is doing. So this next daily candle is here to break the high of this rejection bearish candle, and it's here to break the low of this rejection bearish candle. And this candle is left with 15 hours before this candle will close. So the best thing is just for us to wait. But we are not going to identify our support zone and our resistance zone using the monthly market structure or the daily market structure or the 4 hours market structure. I love to identify my support zone and my resistance zone using the 30 minutes time frame and 1 hour time frame. So this line is the high of the recent candle and is the low of the recent candle. So that means this daily candle is yet to break the high of this rejection bearish candle and is yet to break the low of this rejection bearish candle. We also have a support zone over here. So that means if this candle should continue to come down to break the low of this rejection bearish candle, so that means this minor support is just for us to anticipate to see if the candle wants to continue to come down to break this minor support, we have a minor support, and a support zone over here. So looking at the formation of the daily market structure, nothing serious is happening since the candle is here to break the high of this rejection bearish candle and the low of this rejection bearish candle. So let's look at the 4 hours time frame. Let's adjust this. So as of yesterday's live stream that we did, I was able to identify this zone as a consolidation zone, this zone as a consolidation zone, and this zone as a consolidation zone. But the candle has broken this zone, so that means our consolidation zone is here like this. So this zone is being considered as a consolidation zone because of how the market structure they are printing side by side. Just look at how the market structure is. See the condition of how the market structure. That means this zone is being considered as a consolidation zone. Likewise, this zone too, because the candle they are all printing side by side. So it's very hard for us to trade this type of market condition. So looking at this zone, the candle they are just printing side by side. So that means this zone is being considered as a consolidation zone. That we have a resistance zone over here, we have a support zone over here. So before we'll be able to do anything, we need to wait for the break of our support zone or for the break of our resistance zone. Then we can anticipate the candle to keep coming down to this support zone over here. Since this is a minor support, so until this support zone over here. Let me say this is our support zone, for example. And we have a support zone over here. So from this support zone down to that support zone, let's just measure it. We are looking at 682 pips. So you're looking at 682 pips. That's huge too. So looking at the formation of the 4 hours, nothing serious is happening since we have a consolidation zone over here, a consolidation zone over here, and a consolidation zone over here. So that means this candle, it hasn't broken this resistance zone over here, and it hasn't broken this support zone over here before we can anticipate for the candle to keep coming down to this support zone over here. So since we don't need this support zone and this other support zone, because we love to identify our support zone and our resistance zone using the 30 minutes time frame and 1 hour time frame. So but the 4 hours is just for us to have an idea what the market structure is saying. The same thing with the daily and the monthly market condition, just for us to know what the higher time frame they are saying against the lower time frame. So let's delete this, or let's leave it. Let's go to the H1 and see. So it's good for you to have a clear chart so that you don't end up confusing yourself, or maybe if a new member should join, so that the person will not end up confusing themselves that why is this line, why is this box here, why is this box here, and why is this box here. So we just use it just for us to be able to identify a consolidation zone in our 4 hours time frame. So we don't need this. Let's delete it. So we have a support zone over here. We can leave that one. So looking at the condition of the market structure in 1 hour time frame. So the condition of the market structure is just consolidating because of the fact that we have a support zone over here and we have a resistance zone over here, but this line is the high of the month candle, like this line over here. Let me show you guys. Like this line is the high of this month's candle, while this line is the low of this month's candle. Let me adjust it. Okay, so let's go back to the 1 hour so that we'll be able to have an idea what you're anticipating the market to give to us. And in the next 4 minutes will be London Open. So since this 1 hour market structure is consolidating, let's see how we'll be able to identify like a setup. Let's see how we'll be able to identify like a consolidation zone, because from this high of this recent like monthly candle to this low of this recent candle, the range is very big. So we need to measure it from here to this place, which we are looking at almost like 1000 pips there about, and the range is very big. So we can't really identify this zone as a consolidation zone because of how huge, like from the high and to the low of this zone over here. So we need to zoom it a little bit so that we'll be able to identify a structure. Let's adjust this here. So we have a resistance zone over here, and we have a support zone and a support zone over here. So let's see. Let's identify this resistance zone over here. Then let's identify this support zone over here. So let's measure from this resistance zone down to this support zone. We are looking at 375 pips. So that's better than having 1,000 pips of range, because the only reason why we'll be able to see a very strong candle should break out of this zone is when there is like a very high volume in the market, or it will have news in the market. And before we will also see a very strong candle to break this zone, because of the range from the resistance zone down to this support zone is 1,000 pips, and that's huge. So let's just identify a structure within this range. Since we have a minor resistance and a resistance zone, so I believe we'll be able to secure a profit, because from this high of this candle down to this place, we are looking at 372 pips. And then from this support zone down to this support zone, we're looking at 200. But if there is volume in the market, the volume should be able to break the high of this recent candle. So that means we are anticipating how many pips. Let's measure it. That means we are anticipating like 270 pips. So we know how much we want, and we know how much we are anticipating the market to give to us. So from this resistance zone down to this support zone is being considered as a consolidation zone. But let's look at the 30 minutes so that we'll be able to have a confirmation that our resistance zone and our support zone is valid. So let's go to the 30 minutes. So we are in a consolidation zone. So let's adjust this here. Let's move this here. Let's bring this thing here. We can as well choose to put our support zone here. We can as well choose to put our support zone here. So you can put your support zone here, or you can put your support zone here. But let's leave it here, because from this support zone down to this support zone is a very small range. So it's either you put your support zone here or you put your support zone here. But let's put it here, since Things like this is the beginning of London Open, and London Open we usually have volume in the market that a strong candle can close like this, and a strong bearish candle can close like this too. Since there is volume in the market in the London section. So this is our consolidation zone over here, where we are anticipating to take a sell, and then we are anticipating to take a buy. Anticipating to take a buy. So that means we are anticipating the candle for it to continue to go up to this high of this recent month candle. But we have a resistance zone over here. So from this resistance zone down to this high, to me, it's still the same thing, because the candle can still continue to go up to fill this week over here. So the target should be here. But meanwhile, we all know how much we are anticipating the market to give to us and how much we want to risk. So from the resistance down to this place, we are looking at almost like 360 pips. So you know how much your target will be. Then from this support zone down to this support zone. But if there is volume, the volume should be able to fill this week over here to get to the low of this candle over here. So the best thing is just for us to wait. We don't need to do anything, since we are anticipating the break of our resistance zone and we are anticipating the break of our support zone before we can decide to take a position. So meanwhile, for now, let's just be patient. We don't need to do anything. So this candle, it closed with a strong bearish candle. That this candle also closed with a bullish candle and a bearish candle. But this candle, it didn't break the high of this bullish candle. It broke the low of this bullish candle, but it didn't break the low of this strong bearish candle. But this candle is the this is the recent candle, the recent 30 minutes candle. So we don't know if this candle wants to break the high or if this candle wants to break the low of this bearish candle. But we are anticipating the break of our support zone, or we are anticipating the break of our resistance zone, since this is the beginning of London Open, which in London Open we have volume doing London Open. So let's just be patient. Then the moment you're able to identify a structure, then we can decide to take a position, which I'm going to tell us if it is the right time for us to take a position or if we still need to be patient. So for now, let's just be patient and enjoy the music. If you guys have any question, you can send your message or your question in the chat box, and I will get back to you guys. So for now, let's just be patient. Let's measure from this resistance zone down to the support zone. I think I've measured like it should be like 300 and something pips. Okay, we're looking at almost like 400 pips. Yeah, it's fine, because if there is volume in the market, we are anticipating a strong bullish candle or a strong bearish candle to break this zone. Then before we'll be able to have a confirmation that if it's the right time for us to take a position, which I'm going to tell you guys. So for now, let's just be patient until we're able to identify the break of our resistance zone, or until we're able to identify the break of our support zone. Let's see what this recent 30 minutes candle want to do. Look at it, 15 minutes and 5 minutes. Okay. So for now, we can't really do anything. We just need to be patient. So if you guys have a question, or if you have anything you don't understand, you can send your message and I will get back to you guys. So let's just be patient. We don't need to do anything since we are anticipating the break of our resistance zone and the break of our support zone. That this zone is being considered as a consolidation zone, and this is the beginning of London Open. So we are anticipating volume in the market for us to have a strong bullish candle that break our resistance zone, or for us to have a strong bearish candle. Let me change the color. Or for us to have a strong bearish candle that break our support zone or our resistance zone, then with our other confirmation, which I'm going to tell us if it's the right time for us to take a position or if we still need to be patient. So for now, we don't need to do anything. Let's just enjoy the music while we patiently wait for the market to give us that thing that we are looking for. We don't need to chase the market. We are not chasing the market. Rather, we are anticipating the market to give us our setup, to give us that thing that we are looking for according to our trading plan before we can decide to open a position. I'm just looking at my other screen. I love to have an idea what the other time frame is saying. Let's just be patient. Let's be patient. We don't need to do anything at this moment. Mm-hmm. Let's be patient. You don't need to do anything. Mm-hmm. Let's see. But this recent bearish candle, let's see if it has broken the high. Okay, it has broken the high. Okay, it has broken the high. Okay. Since this is London section, so we are anticipating a very strong candle to break our support zone or for it to break our resistance zone since there is volume in the market. So all we need to do is just for us to be patient. We don't need to do anything until we are able to identify a structure, until we are able to identify that thing that we are looking for from the market to give to us. Since we are not chasing the market, we have a trading plan. We know what our trading plan says. We know how we want it. And the moment we are able to identify that thing that we are looking for with our order confirmation, we don't need to do anything. We don't need to hesitate just for us to open a position and then allow the trade to keep going. So we don't need to do anything. Let's enjoy the music and then let's be patient. This 30 minutes candle is left with 16 minutes before this candle will close. So let's see what the candle wants to do and how the candle wants to close. Then before we can decide to take a position, if it is the right time for us to take a position. So for now, let's just be patient. The candle is left with 40 minutes for the candle will close. Let's see what the candle wants to do. So we don't need to do anything. It's all part of you being a trader. You kind of sitting down and just wait for the market to come to you. That's why they say in trading, patience is very important. The patience that they're talking about is not for you to be patient until the trade will continue to hit your TP, or let's say, for example, this market decided to break our resistance zone and then it decided to take a position. Let me see the long, this is the short, this is the long. So let me say the market chose to break our resistance and it decided to take a position expecting the candle to keep going up to this to this high of this candle over here, and you put your stop loss here. So if the candle should continue to go, come down, go, so you kind of waiting. It's not just what the patient in trading means. No, the patient in trading means you come to the market. Let's say we came to the market, then we did our analysis. We are able to identify how the monthly candle structure is, the daily, and the 4 hours, and the 30 minutes, and the 1 hour. So looking at how the formation of the different market structure is, so you kind of sitting down patiently, then for you to be able to identify a structure. So by the moment you are yet to identify that structure, what you need to do is for you to be patient. You don't need to close your laptop and go and do other things. No, I understand that there are some people that trade like supply and demand, or let me say we can as well decide to put like an alarm here, that if the market should get to this place, then the alarm will have to trigger to let us know that the candle has gotten to this position, or if the candle wants to get to this position, the alarm can as well trigger for us to know that the candle has gotten to this to this position. Yes, you can do that, but sometimes if this thing is what you do, like you do it full time, you can sit with your charts just by looking at the chart for like 2 hours, 3 hours in your office, and then for you just to anticipate until you are able to see your confirmation trade before you be able to take a position. But since you are yet to see that position or that thing that you're looking for from the market, all you need to do is just for you to be patient. So this whole thing is all about you being patient. Let me say I was talking to someone, and then the person says that he cannot wait. The moment he should come to the market, he just wants to open a position. I say no, this is not how they trade. The system does not work like that. You can't just open a position because you choose to come to the market. No, you need to wait. You have a structure. You know what you're anticipating the market to give to you. You know exactly what you want from the market. And then the moment you're able to identify that thing, before you be able to take a position. But if you are yet to see that thing, there is no reason why you need to take a position. Because the moment you decide to take a position, that means you are chasing the market. And you don't need to chase the market. You don't need to chase the market. Let me just do it following a little bit. So you don't need to chase the market. You just need to be patient. Then until the moment you're able to identify that thing that you are looking for according to your trading plan. That's why it's very good for you to have a trading plan. You come to the market, you have your trading plan. Your trading plan says the moment you're able to identify, or the moment the structure should be able to get to this position, then with your order confirmation, you can decide to take a position. But meanwhile, if that thing is yet to get to that position of which you're anticipating the thing to get, you don't need to do anything because you are not chasing the market. You need to follow your trading plan, and your trading plan also will tell you that how much you need to risk in any trade. So you know how much your risk is and your take profit, how much you want from the market. So it's good for you to know how much you're willing to give then for the market to bless you. You understand? So that's just how the whole thing is. So you kind of being patient, anticipating the candle to get to your position, anticipating the candle to get to your structure before you can decide to take a position. So to me, I can sit down patiently like this for like 4 hours. Yes, I can do that. Like I've done that, like I've done that, like way back. Sitting down, sometimes 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, just be looking at the chart and just to identify a structure. But the moment you keep spending time and then like you keep upgrading and everything, then your trading pattern and everything will definitely change. So for now, let's just be patient, since patience is very important in this field of trading. So let's be patient. We don't need to do anything, since from this resistance zone down to this support zone is a consolidation zone. This candle has broken the high of this previous bearish candle, and the candle wants to come down to break the low of the candle. So let's see. And this recent 30 minutes candle is left with 5 minutes before this candle will close. So let's see what this candle wants to do. If this candle wants to continue to come down to break our support zone, so we just need to just be patient. We don't need to do anything. So let's see. Since it's just left with 5 minutes, so I'll be able to know what you're anticipating the market to give to us. So this recent 30 minutes candle has broken the low of this bearish candle, and it also went up to break the high of this 30 minutes bearish candle. So let's see what the markets want to do. According to how the candle formation is, it seems there is volume in the market because of how the candle formation is just wanting just to push down. So let's see. So let's just be patient. We don't need to do anything at this moment. The candle is left with 4 minutes before this 30 minutes candle will close. So until you're able to identify a structure before we'll be able to take a position, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what the candle wants to do and what the markets want to offer. If the markets want to offer a strong bullish candle or a strong bearish candle, then with our other confirmation, which I'm going to tell us that if it's the right time for us to take a position or if it's the right time for us to be patient. So let's just enjoy the music while we wait for the candle to give us our structure. So the candle is left with 2 minutes before the candle will close. But looking at how the formation of the candle is, it seems that it's following the market because the candle really wants to continue to come down, but we don't need to do anything. It's just left with 2 minutes. So let's see how the candle will close and what the next 30 minutes candle wants to do. Let's be patient. We don't need to do anything. Candle is left with a minute. So let's just be patient and see. So the candle is left with 50 seconds. So let's be patient. The candle is about to close and the candle has broken the high of this rejection bearish candle and it has broken the low. So if this candle should close with a bearish candle, we need to ask ourselves what the next 30 minutes candle want to do. So we don't need to do anything, we need to be patient. Let's see what the next 30 minutes candle want to do, since we are seeing volume in the market that the candle want to continue to come down. But let's see, we have a minor support zone over here and a support zone. So let's see what the candle want to do. Let's just be patient, we don't need to do anything. So this candle just closed right now. This 30 minutes candle closed with a bearish candle. So let's see what the next one wants to do. If the next one wants to create an upper wick for the body to continue to come down to get to our support zone. But let's measure from the low of this candle down to our support zone. We are looking at 153 pips. So 153 pips. So you need to ask yourself, where will you put your stop loss? So with that kind of range is big for us. So let's just be patient. The moment you're able to identify the structure, then I will tell us where we need to put our stop loss and how we are anticipating the market to get to our position. But for now, we don't need to do anything. Let's just be patient. Let's see what the markets want to do. This recent 30 minutes candle, let's see what this recent 30 minutes candle want to do. But if this recent 30 minutes candle should create a bearish candle like this and then create a wick like this, for the body to continue to come down to get to this place. So we need to ask ourselves, where are we going to put our stop loss if the candle should do something like this? So you need to ask yourself, where are you going to put your stop loss? Because from the high of this candle down to the body of this our support zone, okay, this is just an example I'm just giving, but the high, it must not get to this position. It's just for us to know what you're anticipating the market to give to us. Let's see what the candle wants to do. Let's see. Let's be patient. We don't need to do anything. We don't need to do. So this candle has broken the low of this bearish candle. So it has broken the low. So let's see what the candle wants to do. Let's just be patient. You don't need to do anything. So I was explaining to us that if the candle should give us a wick like this, that the body of this candle should continue to come down to get to our support zone. So we need to ask ourselves, where are we going to put our stop loss if we have formation of candles like this? So I will not advise us for us to put our stop loss at the high of this candle over here. So the best thing is just for us to wait until this candle should give us a move like this. But definitely the moment this candle should continue to come down to get to this position, so according to your trading plan, because of the your account size, so maybe if you are risking like 2%, 3%, 5%, 10%, or 1% of your account size, and then you know that this is what your trading plan says, so you need to kind of measure the range from the break of our support zone. Maybe if your stop loss is supposed to be like 50 pips or 60 pips or 10 pips or 18 pips, because I don't see any reason why, if the candle should give us a week like this for the body to continue to come down. I don't see any reason why the candle, like this candle, want to continue to go up again. The candle should continue to come down, maybe to get to your TP. So it's very important for you to know how much you are risking, how much you want to take from the market. So if your stop loss says 20 pips, 25 pips, so I'm going to advise us for us to follow our trading plan. Don't over trade or don't over risk, because you yourself, maybe you see a confirmation trade, then you are telling yourself that you want to over risk. Sometimes the market can choose to go against you. Then instead of you to lose like 1k or 5k, you end up losing like times 2 because you over risk. So let's just be patient and let's know what we want. So like this candle has broken the low of this bearish candle, right? No, this bearish candle, and it has created a lower wick, so that the body of this candle is continuing to go up, but we don't know if this candle will continue to go up to break the high of this bearish candle over here. So the best thing is just for us to wait. But if this candle wants to continue to come down, it shouldn't break the high of this bearish candle over here. It should respect the high, then for it to continue to come down to form a wick, just like how I anticipated it for you to form. Then for the body to continue to come down to get to our support zone, which I'm going to tell us what we need to do. But the candle is left with 10, no, it's left with 20 minutes before this candle will close. So let's just be patient. We don't need to do anything. Let's just be patient, since we are still in a consolidation zone. So let's just be patient. Let's be patient. So since the candle is still in the consolidation zone, and then we are in London section, that means we are anticipating a volume in the market for it to give us a strong candle formation to break our resistance zone, or for it to break our support zone. So that means it's just for us to be patient. So but in the next 6 minutes time, I'm going to head off. So since nothing is happening at the moment, I have other stuff to do. But I will still be looking at the charts the moment I identify a structure, and then I'm going to open a position. So but meanwhile, we are still in a consolidation zone. We don't need to do anything. But the moment you're able to identify a structure, then we can decide to take a position. So let's just be patient. We don't need to do anything. I understand that the candle has broken the low of this bearish candle. Let me zoom the chart a little bit. So I understand that this candle has broken the low of this bearish candle over here. So but let's see what this candle wants to do. If the body of this candle wants to continue to go up to break the high of this bearish candle, or if the body wants to continue to come down to form a wick, just like how I anticipated it for it to give us. So the best thing is just for us to be patient. We don't need to do anything. We don't need to do anything. We need to be patient. Let's see what the markets want to do. They'll be able to open that position. Right now, we don't need to do anything. We need to be patient. Let's be patient. Nothing serious is happening at this moment. This candle is left with 16 minutes for this candle will close. So let's see what the candle wants to do. Let's see what the candle want to do. Let's be patient. Let's be patient until we identify a structure. Right now, we are still in the consolidation zone. So we don't need to do anything since we know what we are anticipating the market to give to us. So let's be patient. So this 30 minutes candle is left with 15 minutes for this candle will close. All we need to do is just for us to be patient. We don't need to do anything. Mm. Mm. All right, everyone. So I'm going to head up right now. So see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.